Okay, let's see. Hello, everybody. Just getting some stuff figured out here really quick. Just trying to look at some features here. Okay, there we go. Wanted to get rid of auto accept. that was a problem last time. How's everybody doing? First of all, we have an open panel up here, so don't be afraid to come on, jump into a conversation. We like conversation around here. Hello, Espo. But let me go ahead and share this with some people. Share the live with some people, see if they want to come in and hang out. You know, it's a nice little weekday to do so. It's a nice weekday. Hope everybody's having a fantastic week. For the record, hope everyone's doing all right and everyone's life is beautiful and all that fun stuff. I do want to address a couple things. I've heard some, I'm not sure if they're rumors. Hopefully, maybe somebody here can address a few things, but let me go ahead and get some invites finished. And then, again, it's open panel. Whoever wants to jump in, come on and jump in. I will approve you. One of my mods will approve you. I'm going to be careful on who I approve in the future because I've had some weird people, request to come in. I didn't really know them, and I went into it with good faith, and I guess that was my my mistake. But you live and you learn, right? But other than that, I hope everyone's having a fantastic week so far. We have some GRB stuff to talk about. At least I think maybe we can talk about it. There's some stuff swirling around, and I want to get some clarification with, if it can be clarified. I understand things are not always what they seem in the land of Gypville or the Gypverse, but that's part of why we're just here. Fantabulous. That's one of my favorite words. Fantabulous. My friend Ash is coming up to the conversation. Hello, Ashes.
Hey.
How you doing? How's everything going today?
It's going all right.
All right, cool. Yep. First thing, hey, GRB Toothbrush. What's going on? Thank you so much for posting some excellent content. I've been reposting some stuff with some edits in it. I've been giving you credit for it, especially that Ivory Rose. I forgot. I think I remember that live from a while ago, but that one dialogue with Ivory Rose and Rod Blanchard, I forgot that he basically admitted in that live that this was all for money, which again we kind of knew that anyway. But yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Right.
But hidden in plain sight. Oh wait, hidden in plain sight. You and Autumn break up. I'm not sure if I know anything about this. They're pimp juice. Yeah, pimp juice. Who calls their own father that? That's an extremely weird dynamic of why you would call your father that. What kind of a guy who knocks up 3 women in the same year and a half when he was 17 years old? If you think that's big pimping, whatever, Gypsy. Again, these people have the standards of a snail. It's sad.
Right.
Yep. Here to talk about the case. All right, so whoever just said something about you and Autumn, I don't care. Everyone can date and do whatever. We're all adults here. That's got nothing to do with anything else. Again, one thing I'm getting disappointed in is I'm seeing all these content creators going after each other. It's aren't we all? My friend Esperanza said this recently to me, and we were talking about this. Why are the content creators going at each other? We're all on the same side here. It's what is your issue? The more that content creators like us, and I stay out of this, you guys know me pretty well, that I exclusively go out of my way to stay out of the drama. I think I allowed one confrontation between Fancy and somebody else to just basically sit and argue in my live or do whatever they had to do to hash their problem out. That's the most I'll ever give into it, and never again. But just I'm not understanding. Like, if that's a win for Gypsy and a laugh for that whole side of the camp. If they just see content creators from our side, like going at each other. And now Sir Morbid, I think Morbid is in my comments. I was always wondering who Kelbell was. Does anyone know who Kelbell is? Someone told me in my comment section that's Sir Morbid, which again, I don't have any feelings against him one way or another. But it's just like he's another guy that like I question when it comes to he was all justice for Dee Dee, expose Gypsy, expose the corrupt system. Yeah, but rumor has it, at least in my comment section, I can't confirm it personally. It is Cowbell, whoever this staunch defender that ends up in our comment sections is Morbid, or at least that's what I heard. I can't confirm that. Obviously, Morbid himself is not going to come out and be like, "Yep, that's me. Will the real Morbid please stand up?" It's like, yeah, that's not going to happen. So we'll just again, it's like the last thing I heard from him was like, the gentleman, that 19-year-old kid that wrote that really good book about Dee Dee, the woman they made a monster. It's like he's going after his personal life. I'm like, this is a 19-year-old kid. You're a grown-ass man. It's like, what's your issue, bro? It's like you have nothing better to do with your life. It's like, how does this discredit his book? It doesn't. It's like, if you have personal attacks, you have no argument to behold.
Right. It's so weird that he keeps going after people, but of course, there's a few of them that keep doing that, and like with the whole fancy thing, that's really freaking weird too.
Yeah, I mean, I know Fancy. I try to get along with everybody that's on this side of the aisle, whether other content creators like him or not. It's like I try to stay out of that. So okay, you're welcome to feel that way any way you want. And from another thing that I was warned about and that people were talking about is Gypsy kind of went offline so she can go use people by proxy, by the way, to try to strike content creators down, abuse
She's
them.
already doing that. She's been doing that. She has multiple screen names.
Right, but Audrey already got hers back. Now Ashley Baby needs to get hers back. Again, like that's only temporary because everything falls under fair use at the end of the day. Unless you're taking her content at face value, you're not making any edits with it. You know what I mean? And you're doing that multiple times, and you've created a profile basically mimicking her. Just like word for word, blow by blow of her content. You know what I mean? Everything else falls under fair use. Like
Wow, she tried going at the lottie today. Oh my god.
yeah,
I'll mute myself.
like I said, everything falls under fair use. I knew, especially Audrey with her following, I'm like, they're not going to just take her account away because someone on her side of the aisle mass reported her or whatever. And it's crazy because like there's people in our comment section that try to start rumors about her and her ex-husband and her kids. I'm like, this is petty, like beyond. I'm like, I can't believe grown adults are doing this. It's one of the craziest things. I'm like, dude, me and my friends, when we were like, college age, even high school age, we didn't do stuff like this. Not even back then. It's just like now it's just like I'm watching a bunch of grown adults act like a bunch of children. It's like, come on. It's like, we're here to talk about the case. We're here to like, expose the corruption of the case. And you guys just want to sit there and like have these little fights and stabs back and forth over what exactly? Nothing. It's like, it's absurdity, like, completely gone off the rails.
Yeah, but it seems like some of them just try to start crap with people because they're mad that some people get more attention than the others and that are more likable than them.
See, that's one thing is like the last thing, in fact, I'm the opposite. I'm not looking for attention. Not. I'm just here to talk about the case. And you know what I mean? It's like, I really don't care if someone started making some like anti-Justin videos, I really don't care. It's like, fine, go ahead, do it.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's just like, I really don't care. I don't know what I did to you personally. If I don't know what you feel compelled to do that for is. But it wouldn't affect me. It's like, I wouldn't, unless there's some threat in there, or there's some like defamation of character there that, like crosses lines, or like they're putting false allegations or something in there, like then that's a different story. But, as long as, if it's just them, going in there and like putting AI pictures of stuff happening around me, or I don't know, just like, how they make fun of people through AI content, lazy work, for the most part, even though AI does some pretty cool stuff. But again, it's just like, talk about the case. It's like, if you really want to be likable, it's like, why don't you do like, what I try to do? At least, like I said, try. and just, make your best argument for the case and challenge others to, challenge your findings. I've always like made for videos like, hey, this is what here's my questions, and here's what I think is going on. If you're welcome, again, I always love talking to the other side and seeing if they're willing to come in and rationalize their positions. So yeah, it's just one of those things where I think dialogue is important, no matter which side of the aisle. I don't want an echo chamber. I don't need us to just all sit around and think the same things, unless it's like discussing information among each other. But I like to talk to the other side. It's always why I always let Sheena in here and some of the others, because it's just like, I want to talk and see if we could either find common ground, or just I try to have respect for anybody regardless of opinion. But I think they know for sure, like, when it comes to when people start DMing me about like all the drama between the content creators, I'm like, you're just giving a win to Gypsy when stuff like that happens. When she sees like, people against her, going back and forth at each other, she's just watching that with popcorn. It's just like, why are you giving her that satisfaction? I wouldn't be.
I think they're running out of content though, because they spent hours last night on Sheena's live making fun of Nicole on the dance floor because she sells Pelotons.
Oh wow!
That was their content last night for hours. She's working.
Wow. Well, again, it baffles me that grown adults are doing this. So
yeah, and at least she's selling something that's healthy for people.
Oh, they don't see it that way. You know that,
right?
They can't go after her looks because she's beautiful.
Well, yeah, anyone beautiful, anyone with any like inkling of looks is gonna absolutely be hammered in this community for whatever reason. It's always well, it's mostly women in the community. I haven't received much of that. Like I said, I don't think I'm anything special, but it's just like I'm not really competing with anybody about anything. But I see most of the women going after each other, just trying to knock each other down. Like I thought women were supposed to build each other up, like women supporting women. I've always, thought that was the sentiment. But
Justin, you're so silly.
I know.
That's so sweet. You thought that,
right?
Unfortunately, I think
that's cute.
Am I in delusion?
Real cute. Yes, you are in delusion. I can definitely. Women are the worst critic of each other. The worst.
Yeah, we are.
Well,
Men are not catty like that. Men are not catty like that.
Because you want to know what? I love all you women. I love all you guys. It's just like I hate to see when when there's people I know, whether they're content creators or not, going after each other. I'm like, you guys should be holding each other up. I mean, like it's one thing if if someone like Dreamer was like going around judging people's looks, all things considered. Again,
she does. She does.
I mean, to me, it's like usually I don't judge people for anything, but it's just like she just kind of makes it impossible to not only with the unlikable personality and with all like the irony of everything she does and how when that woman said her mother was still alive, I'm like,
I know.
How old is she? I mean,
I pictured a mummy.
You know who Dreamer reminds me of? She reminds me of that. Do you remember that couple, that 62-year-old woman that married that 24-year-old gentleman? They're called Cheryl and Karan.
I don't know that one.
Look this up. It's they had an episode of Love Don't Judge. And yeah, he was like 23, 24. She was 62 with grandkids. And yeah, basically this guy is a step grandfather to people that are like older than him. It's crazy, the dynamics with that. And again, it's just like they're very big on social media platforms. But you know what I mean? This woman, like, even though she's 62, she looks like 92, like with like her skin.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Yes. It's a very young guy with a very old woman.
Cheryl and Karan, one goes by Queen Cheryl. She goes by Queen Cheryl, Cheryl. And Karan, I think, is like
24, 25.
Yeah, but they're a married couple with like a 40-year age gap. It's pretty insane.
Do you know what I picture when I see good old Dreamer? I picture the Easter Island head from Night at the Zoo or whatever museum.
I mean, I've had some nicknames for her. I've called her the Fossil. I've called her the Artifact. The Crypt Keeper is great.
Yes.
That one is like perfection. I'm like, that just about nails it. And again, like, I don't like to be petty like this, but it's like she's trying to replicate Chris Hansen with the have a seat thing. It's just like, you're not Chris Hansen. You go have a seat. You're not taking Chris Hansen's persona. You didn't invent this have a seat thing. And it's not like she's taking down P3DOs. No, she's defending schmurderers. So yeah, she's definitely no Chris Hansen.
Ugh.
You know what's crazy about Chris Hansen's show? There was people really against it, that because they thought this was entrapment. I'm like, for me, when it comes to P3DOs, I think it should be open season in any way, shape, or form. I don't care what laws you have to bend to take them down, as long as they go down. And there was actually people defending, like, the due process part of this. I'm like, well, no, if they're going to get due process, they're going to get convicted and properly. They're going to get handcuffed properly. I don't understand what I mean. It's like, listen, they didn't have to show up at the Sting house. Sting operations are not unconstitutional. They've been doing that for a long time. Now, the Mr. Big techniques have been deemed unconstitutional. They still do this in Canada, but the Mr. Big techniques is when the police actually engage in criminal activity to do a sting operation. Like, for example, if, like, I've seen this before. Like in Canada, they tried to do an operation where they were having the guy they were doing a sting operation on drive rugs to a location, or drive money to a location, or, like, you have them, they're engaging in some kind of illegal activity to get information from them, and then that's called the Mr. Big technique. That's exactly, if you want to look it up. And the U.S. was doing that at one point, but they basically said that it's unconstitutional. The police should not be engaging in criminal behavior themselves to take down a criminal. It's just, it's a slippery slope, especially if it goes into a court. You're going to be like, look what the police did, the dirty tactics the police had to go to dupe this guy into confessing into whatever. I mean, yeah, I don't think any criminal, especially the type of criminal they're trying to take down. I remember, like, one case of this that's a prime example, and it was actually between both Canada and the U.S. because they fled to Canada after committing the crime in the U.S. It was those two younger guys. I forget, but one of the guys' families, him and his friend, actually murdered the one friend's family for, like, inheritance money kind of thing. It's called, in 48 Hours, the episode's called Perfectly Executed. So I forget what the two young men's names were, but they used the Mr. Big technique. But I forget if they used it in the U.S. or if they did in Canada when they fled to Canada. But I remember the Mr. Big technique was used in that case, and it was well deserved. Like, these kids were, like, absolutely relentless and just spineless to, like, unalive their, like, annihilate your own family just for some cash because you're a young college kid that wants to go out partying every night. It's one of the craziest things. And one other case that's them following very closely is the 13 kids in the Ohio House of Horrors thing. Mm-hmm. Boy, it's getting into something. And right now, Elizabeth Siders, to no surprise, she's pregnant with her 17th child. I mean, she's been a conveyor belt for babies for the past 20 years. I mean, she has not gone like a day without being pregnant. I mean, that's crazy. Her brother is trying to, like, I guess her brother is coming out and speaking out, and basically his defense for her is these people have low IQs, therefore they're going to have low hygiene and they're going to have low standards for whatever. Like, so I don't, if you're really trying to say these are just, if you're using the stupid's defense or whatever, I don't think giving 16/17 children to them is exactly a good idea. And from what I understand of the grandparents, or the parents of Gary and in-laws of Elizabeth, that's Gary Sr. and his wife, I guess the wife has, like, full-blown dementia, and Gary is he might have something similar, but he's basically got so many health problems, they actually released him from prison and sent him to a hospital because the prison system was not able to give him the proper health care. So, you know what I mean? Like, he's not going to be, like, he's not a danger to society. He was just, he's part of the, whatever was going on, but I don't think he played a very big role in it, considering he's got enough health issues of his own that he probably shouldn't even been there in the first place. So it's going to be very fascinating to see how this plays out, because again, it's going to be hard to judge who and what. To me, the perpetrator is looking like Gary Jr. is, like, the biggest, like, perpetrator in this. Like, from abuse allegations to, all kinds of neglect and whatever else. It's like, and plus, I think they flew under the radar for a long time because you should see all the previous addresses this family has. It's like 18 addresses in, like, 6 years. It's crazy. And then, like, anytime they have a problem with a school, I remember a school district, like, was trying to send out, like, different welfare checks on them and stuff like that on the kids, like, for missing several days of school, like, they have like the 72 hours of school, like, that's the most you can keep them out kind of thing. And like, yeah, anytime they would have a problem with that, they would like take off to a different location or move somewhere else. So it's like, they were like systematically slipping under the cracks. And until finally, and when they came to the house to rescue the kids, they were there for an unrelated matter. It was for Gary Jr. having some other like case against them regarding indecent exposure or something like that, and they were coming to serve a warrant on that. And then just when they got there and they saw the conditions, they're like, "Oh, geez," because it's like all 16 of the kids were like in a 12 by 12 square foot room. And I've seen the video footage of the inside of that place, and it is. I mean, I don't know how one gets to this place. I don't know how this could be like unseen by other people. I mean, I'm not going to blame other people for, what I mean, because a lot of people don't want to get involved with certain things, but I mean, these had to be quite noisy. I mean, 16 kids ranging from 10 months to 18 months to 18 years. I mean, it's crazy, but at least the kids are safe. They've been but again, like from what I'm reading about the kids, like they're a very big challenge for the state because of what they've been born into. The 18-year-old can't even write her own name or spell her own name. I mean, it's really bad.
Were any of the female kids pregnant at any point? Or have they not said?
I know the oldest, the 18-year-old, is a female. As I haven't read anything about anything schmincest wise or anything.
Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of.
Yeah, they were exactly, Anita. They were described as feral or feral, but yeah, like they were just so like basically like they were so neglected and they were so like in distress that the kids were practically feral, like in like
like that movie Nell with Jodie Foster.
Yes,
where they find her in the jungle or whatever.
The police said the police said that they keep their livestock in better condition and they kept those kids. The exact words.
That's disgusting. That makes my stomach sick.
And again, like they're trying to, I guess Elizabeth is going to be portrayed. I guess they're going to obviously do like Elizabeth was a victim as well, which like I want to hear all the facts come out first before I jump on go on one hill or the next. I need to hear everything. So I'm curious to see where that goes. Another trial that's going on right now, I think they're in the middle of jury selection, is the Lindsay Clancy trial. I'm not sure if anyone's familiar with that, but she's the one. Yeah, yes, Missy. Just like it reminded me of the Turpins all over again, except I think this is a bit worse. Although I'm not trying to downplay the Turpins whatsoever. I mean, I think Jordan is an absolute hero for getting out of there and try. I mean, it was so sad when I heard that she didn't know what medicine was. She didn't know what street signs were. It's her first time making contact with the outside world. It's like I couldn't believe it, and I remember. I think there was even a time where Gypsy Rose herself was trying to compare herself.
Oh my God!
I'm like, you do not do that, and it's like Jordan is on.
She was
on TikTok and stuff like that.
That's disgusting.
And
it's Jordan like you want to just go. Should have had like a V8 type smack to Gypsy's forehead on that situation. Be like, no,
it's not even cool. It was.
And Jordan has a very big following on social media, and she's not grifting anything. She's not asking for money.
That's why I want you to pay attention to
herself. She's just on there having fun, and you know what I mean. And she gets a lot
living her life.
But, she's not monetizing her whole situation. She's not trying to write books, get on reality shows, and it's like Gypsy Rose took advantage of whatever she could, however she could. You know what I mean? When
exactly.
She was plotting this behind bars, completely plotting this behind bars. And it's just one of those crazy things where it's just like, again, like in the one thing I posted between Ivory Rose and Rod Blanchard, Rod admitted, he told on himself in that video that, well, Lifetime is interested in this and they're willing to pay money. It's like, so this is about money. It's not about the truth. It's not about Gypsy's story. It's just, and like I said, the first season of Gypsy Rose, it wasn't about her advocating for prison reform. It wasn't about her trying to advocate for Munchausen by proxy victims. No, it was just about, which man she is when, which man she's divorcing, and which one she's jumping to and getting impregnated by.
Exactly.
It's just her, in a train wreck of a situation of jumping from man to man, getting knocked up, doing stupid stuff, going here. It's like, where's all this like big all the stuff that she said she was going to do when she got out of prison?
She is
the biggest. I never said it. She says I never wanted to be an advocate. You guys put that on me.
I posted a video on the advocates.
That's a lie.
She is the biggest non-victim. The biggest non-victim.
Oh, she's a slap in the face to victims. Have you guys been watching my debunk series? I did one on
Yes, they're excellent, Justin. They're really good.
the advocacy one is the one I like literally put on there where she's like, "Oh, this is all thrust onto me. Everybody wants me to be this." It's like, no, you said you were gonna do this, and now you're gonna blame. Again, she blames everything on anyone but herself. It's just like,
It's everybody else's fault. She's never done anything wrong in her life.
No,
But
nothing's ever her fault.
She's a good girl.
To Jordan, comparing her to Jordan is a perfect picture.
Yes.
That's just gross because Jordan Turpin actually went through like some of the
Was
like
an actual victim. And to just, as soon
big
as you
time.
look at the two of them side by side,
Hey, who
it
got
tells
my
you
motherfucking
everything
fish?
you need
They
to
told me
know.
to join this live and say y'all got my motherfucking fish.
What?
I think you got the wrong place, bub.
Yeah.
I'm getting him out of here. Don't worry.
That's okay. What a weirdo. Hey, weirdo.
No, where
What's
my
up?
motherfucking fish?
Okay.
Goodbye.
Yeah.
All right, weirdo.
Distraction.
You
Did
know
you
what?
see
Here's the
the
thing.
latest?
I'm not letting anybody up on the panel and if I don't recognize them, then I'm gonna make them type in the comments like, why you want to come up on the panel or have you been watching? I'm gonna go over the profile first because I had someone. I think I told you guys this last time, but someone came. I let someone on the panel and they started screaming the N-word at the top of their lungs.
Oh, that's nice.
What?
Yeah,
Just to try to get my live shut down, which it didn't work.
Yep.
that's all it is. That's all
Wow.
it
I'm like,
is.
this is probably another one of these trolls at work. And from what I understand, Gypsy and her camp are trying to get content creators shut down right now.
They
And so,
are.
yeah.
So they
Audrey
want
just
you to
got hers
have
back.
they want
Audrey
you to
got her.
have things on your live and things on your comments that they can go, but they're going way back too. They're
Oh,
like
sure.
people are
Yeah.
like searching through comments and searching through your old content
Sure.
and then
Yeah.
submitting it to get it shut down.
Yeah. Well, again, these are just desperate, dirty
See, if
tactics because
you
they have
weren't,
nothing
here's the
else.
thing. If you weren't guilty of something, or if you were trying, if you were a real victim, you don't need all these people. You
PJ,
don't
hold on, really
need
quick.
all these people coming
Hold on,
through, looking
PJ.
through old
Is Ashley
custom.
Bate? Hold on, really quick. Is Ashley Baby's profile back? I know she has a secondary account. It's
Oh, I
Ashley.
don't know.
Ashley
It's
Baby.
just tragic.
Actual profile is Ashley Baby's actual. Okay, she got it back. Good, because
Oh,
Did
good.
Audrey
she?
and
Oh,
Ashley
good.
Baby were taken down, and I was like, they're gonna get him back. I'm like, if you were using your content under fair use, and if they see any mass reporting done from like the same IP address at the very same time, it's like that's one thing about Gypsy and our camp. They're not very smart. It's like it's
No,
one
they're
thing to
not
mass
smart.
report something,
No, they're
you know what I mean,
not.
and they're mass reporting stuff that's like it's not like you posted something nefarious and it just gets mass reported by a whole bunch of people. No, it's like they go and search for old stuff, and plus they could see what profiles are reporting people on a regular basis. That's why I'm like, I mean, they're gonna appeal it and get it right back. And I'm glad both those
They're
ladies.
dumb. These people are as smart as a sack of hammers. I mean,
No, yeah, there's dried paint is smarter than these people.
I know. Well,
For
dry
sure.
paint, they're probably eating paint chips. I swear to God, they probably sit around with a bowl of paint chips. And
What's that movie where like, did you ever eat paint chips as a
that
child?
was Tommy Boy.
Tommy
Yeah, that
Boy.
was a thing.
That was one of the best movies.
Which movie was that again? That
Tommy
was
Tommy
Boy.
Boy.
Tommy boy.
Tommy Boy. That's right. Yeah. Yeah. Tommy Boy. Was it
Did
Chris
you eat
Farley?
paint
Right?
chips
Farley.
as a kid?
Why? Why?
No.
Yeah.
Why?
No. Why?
Lead
Jason, did
paint
you or
chips,
Justin?
totally.
I called you Jason. Justin, did you see
Jazzy Wolf
where
says lead paint chips. Yep.
did
Who's
you
Got to
see
seen the
get the
where
lead
movie?
in there.
Who has seen the movie Obsession?
I
which
haven't seen it
one?
yet.
Which
Oh
Not
one?
my
yet.
God! You have to see this movie. It
But which
is.
one?
Really?
Is it
It's called
new?
Obsession. It
Okay.
just came out like last year. It's got this guy. I've been following Curry Barker, the director, for a while, but he's a YouTuber that just did comedy skits, like little comedy skits, and then he just tapped into horror a little bit, and he came out with a short film called The Chair, and that's originally what they wanted him to do a full version of, and then instead of that, he's like, I got something better. And it's actually a really simple premise,
So
but like,
is
it's
it
just.
horror or is it
It's a horror
psychological
movie.
thriller?
It's a horror movie, but it's got many layers and themes, and
So
it's
it's like
very stylized.
psychological. It's got psychological tenets to it.
I mean, it's hard to explain. It's like a guy makes a wish on a wishing willow, wishing that his crush would love him more than anybody else in the world. And remember the movie Bedazzled with Brendan Fraser and
Yes.
Elizabeth
Yeah.
Hurley? It's kind of
Yes.
like that, where the wish goes wrong
Right.
in just about every way. It reminded me of Bedazzled a little bit. I'm like, oh, that's the Bedazzled thing. Anytime you wish for it, the devil makes it go haywire and it backfires. It's kind of like that, but again, it's
Right.
got a lot. It's got a lot more deep and disturbing things going
Oh,
on.
Pam says it's on Peacock.
Yes, it is.
Oh, great. There you go. Now we can
I
watch
believe
it.
so, but I rented it. And it had like last I checked, I think on IMDb it had an 8. An
Ooh, that's
8.
good.
That is ridiculous. And this is a first time director for a feature film. Like, you know what I mean? For like his first directorial debut. That's not, just independent. A studio actually paid for this. And and I believe it was Warner Brothers that paid for this one. And my God, it was. And there's another one called Backrooms that came out. And it's
Oh
got
gosh.
Yeah.
a 19-year-old director named Kane Pixels, and there's studios fighting over him too. And
Well,
all
the back
Backrooms,
rooms has been a real thing. The
it
back
has.
rooms has
Well,
been a real thing for a
it's
long
one
time.
picture. It's one picture from a Wisconsin Walgreens of like a back room of a Walgreens, and they just created this big lore and like big story. It's a fictional
Yes.
one about, and then you know what? I love the found footage stuff he does, where like you just it's like a purgatory. It just goes on and on and on and on. There's like rooms with pools in them. There's different rooms with all this like random stuff in it. I'm like, this is like something out of like a realistic nightmare. I'm just like, and it's so effective. And then there's parts of the movies I like. There's parts of it I was like, meh. I'm not sure if I can get on. But again, like at the end of the day, I'm like, this is a super original idea, and this
Right.
director's 19 years old. You know what I mean?
Oh
You don't really
wow.
get
Pretty good.
you're super young, and you get like Hollywood studios coming after you for this, and like he's in a bidding war right now with the rest of Hollywood's
Well, that's it. Heaven forbid anybody else make money except for the great big production companies, right?
Right.
Well, I mean, there's other great directors I saw. Like I remember where I saw Hereditary for the first time. He was the
Oh
first time
gosh.
director. Yeah,
When she was up in the corner of that room, I just about
yeah.
shit
Tony
myself.
Collette. Tony Collette said she would never do horror, and then she read that script, and she was just so sold on it. She's like, "Sign me up." And and Tony Collette mostly does like rom-coms and stuff like that, but she was so terrified.
Yeah.
She did such a
She
fan.
was
That's my
in The
favorite.
Sixth Sense.
She was.
Like,
She was in The
that's one of
Sixth
the best
Sense.
movies she's ever done. She had the most versatility in her acting in that movie than
Yeah.
anything I've ever seen her in before
Hey,
that. I'm like,
PJ's just talking about the age of that kid that wrote that book about Dee Dee. You're right.
yeah, he's
That
only
he,
19 as well. He's a teenager as well. And
but
yeah,
he
19.
got
Morbid
it. I mean,
Morbid was going on, like made this video like trying to like go after his personal life. I'm like, dude, what
he's
scumbag.
incredible. What an incredible kid, and how mature to
Right.
be able to see the truth out of something.
Right.
That, or
And
maybe we've done a good job really getting a bit of the truth out there.
and humanizing Dee Dee,
That's
humanizing
right.
somebody that can't speak for themselves.
Well,
I
gosh,
loved what he
that's
did.
what we've been doing. That's what we've really been trying to do is humanize this poor woman that's
Right,
just
that can't again. It's like at the end of the day, she cannot speak for herself, and everyone's trying to diagnose her posthumously. People are trying to accuse her of all this stuff, even though they weren't there. They can't provide any evidence
That's
of any of
right.
it. And
But
Gypsy
these Gen
stories,
Z kids, that's right, PJ. These Gen Z kids, they're really showing up and they're showing out, and I love it. As
Right.
a Gen Xer, I'm like, oh God, please, generation,
Yeah,
come.
me too.
yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Now I get confused between the Gen Z, Gen. I think am I a millennial or Gen X? I'm an '84 birthday. Is that Gen X or is that millennial?
You're
You're millennial.
I think millennial.
Oh, I thought
Yeah.
85
Yeah, you just
was
missed
the
us.
cutoff.
I know.
thought
I'm like right on the
I
cusp.
call myself a zennial because I'm in the in between.
I'm a
part.
Zennial. That's awesome. Nice to meet another Zennial. That's great.
Right.
Oh my God, I'm
Yeah, I'm
old.
77, so I'm right on the cusp of it. And there's a 4 or 5 years of us being Zennials. It goes to like 81 or 82, I think.
It goes to
I'm-
83.
83. There you
71.
go,
I'm like a
Justin.
flower
Right on
child.
the edge.
Yeah, I was talking, sorry, about Liam's book. He was 17 years old when he wrote his first book.
What
Wow.
a smart kid.
Yeah, very. I loved it. I read and I love how he put it out so inexpensively because he's not trying to make a whole bunch of money. He just wanted to put a really nice book out about Dee Dee, and and made it widely available to the public for I think it's 99 cents on Kindle, and I think it was like $5 if you wanted a paperback. You know what I mean?
I ordered it. I did. I
Yeah,
ordered a copy because what a kid, hey?
I
And
know.
just
What
to
a
really
big heart.
see the truth and to take the time to put it out there.
Absolutely,
If you like a thriller, his book Conifair, which is his favorite book, he said he wrote. Pam read it online. It is amazing.
I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, that's really cool. I was so impressed with that kid. I really was. Well, you know what? It's really good to see you guys. It's been a long time.
Yes,
And I'll
it's
be-
nice to hear from you.
I know, right? But yeah, it was great to talk to you guys. I got to run, but I'll be back later on. Maybe I'll see you on later on.
Sounds good.
See you
Okay,
later.
bye guys. Bye,
Bye.
Justin.
But yep, yeah. Other than that, when I first came on a TikTok, I'm like, I'm gonna do one of three things: either do my music and just do guitar covers and do bass covers and drums and just do all my music stuff. Do movies, like talk about like horror movie reviews or movie reviews or true crime, and then like I was looking at what was trending. Gypsy Rose was trending, and I'm like, well, I could talk about the muscular dystrophy thing, that always bothered me about her case because my brother's passed away from that disease, and I tried that out, and that got like 60,000 views. I'm like, well, I think I'm gonna have to stick with that. So you know what I mean? I was like, all right, that's pretty cool. But yeah, just if they're going after content creators, it's not gonna stick because again, everything falls under fair use. At the end of the day, they could sit there and try every little trick in the book, trying to get everyone shut down. Again, I think someone just was in here trying to shut my live down by using a bunch of cursing and nasty racial words or whatever they're doing. It's just like, again, like they're sending people in here to like I said, I'll never forget that one live where someone got sent in here to just say the N-word over and over again. I'm like, wow, what? I'm like, it's so classy coming from that side of the fence. You know what I mean?
And they went after Liam, like he's making so much money on this book. I talked to him. He makes less than $1 from each book he sells.
Right. He's not trying to make money. Unlike Gypsy, he's not trying to make a whole bunch of money. He just wants to put out a good story, and he's not trying to grift off anything. You know what I mean? Unlike Gypsy, I mean, he was trying to humanize Dee Dee, while Gypsy and the rest of them want to continue to grift off her, violent death. Disgusting. And that's a big problem that people still have with Gypsy is like she would not be known whatsoever without the fact that she murdered her mother and she continues to make money. I hope Dom and Davion's law passes, which is Christina Russo. That's Mackenzie Shrilla's deceased boyfriend's sister. She's trying to get Dom and Davion's law passed, which is just it's a modern day version of the Son of Sam law. And if that happens, I'm hoping it's retroactive so that way it applies to Gypsy Rose as well, where they're not going to let anyone who's committed a violent crime, whether they're behind bars or released, gets to make money or somehow gets to, monetarily, benefit off of the notoriety off their crime or talking about or whatever. I mean, she tries to distance herself from it the best she can. But then when she goes on, again, it's just like there's so many alarm. Okay, I've been reading recently that I don't think they're together right now because I've been hearing that Ken has been boarding Parker.
Yes. That's what I was going to tell you before.
No job. Gypsy is sitting at home doing nothing all day. It's like, why? If she can't even take care of a dog, how's she taking care of a child?
Right. If he is so worried about his dog's well-being, he should be like 10 times more concerned about his child's well-being.
There's no way. He's like, you know what? You can take care of their child, but I don't trust you with our dog. Really? It's like, no.
Exactly.
No. If
something's
one's
not
happening,
right
the
there.
other's not. If one is happening, the other's happening as well. She's not watching either one. I'd be surprised if they were even living in the same house right now.
They're not. She has been filming from her bathroom, which is at Ron and Kristen's house.
At her dad's house. Yeah. Now, maybe they're trying to troll in some way to make it look like they broke up, and then when they come back on social media, ha 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 ha. But I don't know. From everything that I believe Autumn when she said at one point that that he's afraid to. Let me see. Someone named Louis is trying to come into the panel. I'm not sure who this person is, but if you want to state your case.
Is it Louise all spaced out?
Yes.
Like with spaces between the letters?
Yes.
That she's okay.
Okay, good. Because again, I'm doing this very cautiously.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Oh wait, no,
she's okay.
Okay, hold on. I think I got somebody here that's trustworthy. I think I've seen this person before. I just want to make sure that no one's coming up here to do anything stupid.
I have a question about the Son of Sam thing.
Yeah, she's cool.
Does it apply to family members also?
I don't think so. No, but again, it's like I think
Dan.
it should. I think it should. If I don't know, I'm gonna have to read the law. Like I'm gonna have to read the Dom and Davion's law. I signed the petition right away, but I want to read.
They have to have the law.
I'm hoping nobody from the family, because again, that would be benefiting from it by proxy. It's like, well, I can't.
I was just going to say
my sister
by
can
proxy
do it.
Opportunity.
Everything Gypsy does is by proxy.
Exactly.
But if that law passes, Wouldn't it be too late to make Jip stop
That's
her
what
from
I was
doing everything?
wondering.
If it's passed retroactively, it would apply to Gypsy right away.
Yeah,
Oh,
it
okay.
should. She's
It
Yeah,
should,
nasty.
because she
absolutely.
used the internet for her crime. And they said if you use the internet for your crime, you should not even be online. That's a law
Right.
nowadays.
I agree,
But
Dan.
she's still, yeah, and she's still doing. There's this one case they could not get on the internet to save a life because they use that internet to be a predator.
Same thing.
Yeah, so you're not supposed to, but somehow she is.
Absolutely.
It seems like every ball that got dropped from beginning to end of this case went in her favor. Every one of them.
Now, here's something that I read about the prosecutor regarding Gypsy's case is that when they made the plea deal with her, they received information they didn't have before of evidence against Gypsy Rose, but it was too late at that time because they already struck the deal with her. It was already signed. But from what I'm reading, I think Patterson or somebody that was on the DA side cited or said that they would have. I'm not sure if they would have changed their minds, but they would have reconsidered some aspects of that plea deal had they known some certain information. But I'm like, they're supposed to, get that information. I think, and I think there was actually something about the medical records being purposely withheld from the prosecution.
Yes.
Which is, you're not supposed to do that. That's big time sanction. I mean, that's basically. That's withholding inculpatory evidence. That's the same.
Exactly. He sent Stanfield sent Patterson an email and said, "Here's the medical records that I think are relevant. I've withheld certain ones that I don't think you need to know about."
Relevant just to the defense. It's like, no,
Yeah.
give us all of that. Give us that entire thing.
I can't believe that all happened. It just floors me.
I wish if Gypsy went in front of a jury, just like even Stanfield himself admitted, she would be done for life. She would go away for life. I'm like, well, if all the abuse was real, then why would you say that? It'd be like, hey, we got a strong case for abuse, so she's going to get right off. No, he never said that.
I don't think he ever has claimed that that's a real defense.
Well, I mean, he said that he didn't know if there was even a defense that could be mounted for her. Well, wait, if she was so abused, why aren't you using that? I mean, that doesn't make any sense.
Because he's the one who invented it. He thought it up.
Right, he cooked it up and then got the media. He got to collude with the media. They get the judge to turn a blind eye. Didn't put a gag order on it, and it basically pressured that DA who was in a election year that year to basically put him in a corner. It's like, well, if you go after my client, the media is already looking at her as a victim. You're not going to get your re-election bid. So there's politics attached to this as well. Yep. All of it aligned perfectly for Gypsy, so that way Nick can hold. She got what she wanted in the end. Nick was holding the bag to take the life without parole sentence, and she's going to get her little slap on the wrist, and she's going to get out of there, and basically infamous, and with her own reality show and all this. It's like it's ridiculous. It's one of the craziest things I've ever heard of.
Me too.
People wonder why we still talk about this case because I've never seen anything like this. That you can commit a premeditated 2+ year heinous crime where you groom a mentally disabled man into the crime to carry it out, and then not only do you go to jail for a minimal amount of time, but you get to get out. With your own television show, with a humongous social media following, people advocating, celebrities advocating for you.
Multiple books.
And it's just like, but again, it's like, I think, I'm surprised the prosecution did not just go through all those FOIAs and be like, there's no plea deals to be had. It's like, let the public think what they want right now. Let's go to trial, and we're going to drop everything into that again, but there's going to be all the defense attorney tactics to delay, and the attorney was not the district attorney was not taking a risk of making himself look like he was going after a victim and lose his position. So it's like it was self-preservation on his part.
Mike played that fantastically. He should get an Oscar for all of what he did.
I can't blame Mike because his job is to make sure he can get his client the best deal. He saw an opening and he took it. Now it was dirty.
You're not supposed to lie. You're not supposed to lie and withhold evidence.
But that's what lawyers do.
Absolutely. Especially defense attorneys. And I'm not saying prosecutors are always great, but at least prosecutors for the most part try to get down to the truth of the matter, at least to the best of ability with what evidence they have. So it's crazy that that they got away with, especially colluding with the media. If a normal judge saw that happening, they would have immediately reprimanded that attorney and been like, "What are you doing? We're in pretrial motions, and you're going out into the into the media circuit and going out with all these narratives. It's like that's going to also like compromise a fair trial for Nicholas Godejohn.
Yeah, the documentary that was released before his trial.
2 days before it started. Crazy. Who would allow this? I mean, that should have been grounds for a dismissal of his case right there. Not the case, but I mean like an overturning of the conviction.
Right.
Just like he would have never gotten a fair trial, even if you sequestered everybody and took him from a different county. It's like at that point, that was such a widespread documentary. It's like, again, that's like jury tampering. The whole trial was compromised because of that. But again, they turned a blind eye to it. They got everybody all at the same time. Again, if she was tried in someplace like Texas, there's some really aggressive like DP, pro DP red state or something like that. Gypsy Rose would have been long gone. Goodbye. But I think she should still be brought up on charges of the attempted murder because of all the emptying of the pew pew on Dee Dee.
Right, and
the federal charges for mailing stuff.
There's no statute of limitations on that.
There isn't?
I don't believe so. Attempted murder? Not that I know of.
Right.
Crazy. But just again, it's like, yeah, there's double jeopardy laws. You can't try for Gypsy for the same thing. But what about all the attempted murder stuff she talked about? It's like she admitted this herself more than once. I thought that was good enough for her to basically, be tried under new charges. But I guess according to whatever, like that part of the system, like, no, we're not going to pursue it. It's just like, why not? Again, it's like I'm hoping history doesn't repeat itself, and there's going to be more casualties in the world of Gypsy. It's like I hope, like, you know what I mean? I'd hate to see something happen to Ken or the child or whatever. I'm not, again, I don't want to put that bad energy out there, but it's just like, again, you can't help but think, like, this is something I don't want to see. This is something that, again, the blood is going to be on the hands of the state of Missouri if it does. So again, and like it's the last thing I ever want to see happening. But with the cutting up of the blanket and filming yourself doing really violent things and crazy stuff, it's just like, and now Parker's got to be boarded for whatever reason. It's like, how can you trust Gypsy with your child but not trust her with a dog? It's like that doesn't
which is weird because. Not to sound mean, but an animal is replaceable. A person isn't.
That's what I was saying. It's just bizarre.
Hey guys, I got to come back in a little bit. I have an important phone call today. Okay.
Okay.
Go for it.
Back in a bit.
Bye.